Sir has joined. Am I audible, ma'am? Sir has joined us.
Audible. Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
May we start now? Good afternoon, everyone present here. Before we formally start the session on goal of education Vedic vision, let's invoke the blessings of Almighty with Gayatri Mantra.
भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्.
As we all know that we have gathered here to listen to and gain from the session on goal of education, goal of Vedic vision. My dear colleagues, I request all of you to kindly mute yourself so that there's no problem in the sound system. Thank you. As you all know that we have gathered here to listen to and gain from the session on goal of education, Vedic vision. Let me now welcome the gracious presence of Professor Dr. Shashi Prabha Kumar, the eminent resource person of the day. Let me also cordially welcome Vice President DAV CMC and the chairperson of our school, Sir Shri Prabodh Mahajanji. Thank you, sir, for taking out this time for us from your very tight schedule. Professor Shashi Prabha Kumar is presently Dean Shri Shankaracharya Sanskrit Mahavidyalaya, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, New Delhi. Ma'am had been a founder Vice Chancellor at Sanchi University of Buddhist Indic Studies, Madhya Pradesh, and Chairperson Special Center of Sanskrit Studies, JNU, New Delhi. Ma'am has a teaching experience of almost 50 years and administrative experience of more than 12 years now. She has also taught at the Oxford Centre for Hindu Studies, UK, in the Trinity term as Shiv Dasini, visiting fellow. Ma'am had also been offered ICCR visiting chair at Silpakon University, Bangkok. Professor Shashi Prabha Kumar is an acclaimed Sanskrit scholar, well versed in classical Indian philosophy, particularly the system of Vaisishka, which has her area of PhD research at University of Delhi. Her current research interests include the philosophy of Vedas and Upanishads, Vaisheshkas, Mimamsa, and Vedanta, besides Buddhism and Jainism. Ma'am has 35 books, more than 150 research papers, review articles to her credit. Ma'am has also received several prestigious awards. Most significant of these are President's Certificate of Honor in Sanskrit by Government of India, New Delhi, Honorary D.Lit conferred by Uttarakhand Sanskrit University, Haridwar, Mahakavi Kalidas Sanskrit Sadhana Puruskar by Department of Higher and Technical Education, Maharashtra Government, Mumbai, Ramakrishna Sanskrit Award from Canadian World Education Foundation, Canada, and Shankar Puruskar from KK Birla Foundation, New Delhi. This seems to be a never-ending profile content of Professor Dr. Shashi Prabha Kumar. Before we start with the session, On behalf of DAV Public School, Uppal Southern, Sector 49 Gurugram, I would like to share with you, ma'am, that such programs on Vedic Shiksha have been a regular feature for our students. Just the last week, we had the culmination of a week-long Chetna Shivir for our students, which was amalgamation of all these values only. But yes, we can say that this is the first of its kind of an event for all of us. So now, let me be privileged enough to call you on front stage. Over to you, ma'am, Shashi Prabha Kumar. Thank you.
First, we have to seek the blessing from Mahajan sir. Whether, sir, with your permission, may we start the program today?
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So shall I?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me recite an invocation which is recited by the teacher and the taught whenever they start their learning process. Every class they begin, they recite this invocation in Vedic tradition. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Very esteemed Shri Prabodh Mahajanji, Vice President, DAV College Management Committee, Chairman of DAV Public School, Sector 49, Gurugram, and Chairman for the session. I am grateful to you, sir, for all the kind affection that you have always displayed towards me for many years. Whenever I have contacted you for any task that is not very official, and I don't keep contact that frequently, but whenever I call you, you have always obliged me positively. Thank you so much. I am so glad that you could join today for this session. Dear Madam Charu Maniji, Principal, DAV Public School, Sector 49, Gurugram, faculty members and staff members of the school, I am delighted to be here for speaking on goal of education, Vedic vision. As you all might be knowing, DAV stands for Dayanand Anglo-Vedic, right? So I am a follower of Dayanand. I studied in a Gurukul in my childhood. I was born in a family which was a follower of Dayanand, and I have been trained in Vedic education system, but the word in between Dayanand and Vedic is Anglo. So I have never studied in an English medium school or in English medium program. I always studied through Sanskrit or Hindi medium, and I will try to speak in Hindi as well as English so that it is more understandable. So first of all, the question arises, why goal of education? As we all are associated with the process of education at school level, at college level, or at university level, all of you are, I'm told all of you are teachers. I have been a teacher throughout my career. So the question arises, why should we discuss the goal of education? Or should there be a goal? The answer from Indian philosophical tradition or from Vedic tradition will be that nothing in human life is without a goal. Even the birth that we have got, this human life we have got, this is also for a special purpose. It is said, Prayojanam anuddishya mandopina pravartate. Even a dullard does not undertake any activity unless there is a purpose, unless there is a goal. In philosophy, we say that this is a teleological process. There is a telos, there is a purpose, and there is a goal. And I would start with saying that the goal of education in Vedic vision is not different from the goal of life, goal of human life. And the goal of human life, according to Vedic view, is holistic and integral. It is not fragmented and exclusive like today's knowledge systems. All the parameters of Vedic vision are holistic and inclusive. The Vedic mantras address the human beings of the whole world. They are addressed as progeny of the divine. Shrunavantu Vishwe Amritasya Putraha. This is from the Rig Veda, which has been proclaimed to be the earliest available literary document of humankind by UNESCO. Shrunavantu Vishwe Amritasya Putraha. Listen you all, the progeny of immortal divine. Listen you all. So what I want to emphasize is all, that it is addressing all the human beings. They are the progeny of immortal. हम सब अमृत के पुत्र हैं. कोई भेदभाव नहीं है, कोई हिंदू नहीं है, कोई मुसलमान नहीं है, कोई भारतीय नहीं है, कोई अमेरिकन नहीं है, कोई छोटा नहीं है, कोई बड़ा नहीं. संसार के सभी मनुष्य एक समान हैं और वे सब अमृत के पुत्र हैं, अमृत की संतान हैं. पुत्र का मतलब यहाँ पर केवल, इट्स नॉट अ जेंडर स्पेसिफिक टर्म, इट्स अ जेंडर न्यूट्रल टर्म. पुत्र का मतलब है प्रजा, संतान. So there is no discrimination in Vedic vision due to race, region, religion, caste, creed or gender. So that is the holistic and integral vision of the Vedas, the first point that I wanted to make. The first, and I said that the goal of life and goal of education in Vedic vision are not different. They are one and the same. Now the question arises, what is the goal of life? I have already answered the question, why should there be a goal? There should be a goal because nothing in this world is without a purpose. Every action, every activity, everything that is happening due to some purpose. The purpose is inbuilt, it is inherent. It might not be visible every time, we cannot be explaining it all the time, but it is there. So the purpose of human life, according to Vedas, is that we have to be rising, we have to be ascending. Every day we recite a mantra in our Sandhya. Sandhya is a daily ritual that all the Aryas are enjoined to perform. और संध्या में एक मंत्र आता है, वो भी वेद का मंत्र है. उद्वयम तमसस्परि स्वः पश्यन्त उत्तरम देवम देवत्रा सूर्यमगन्म ज्योतिरुत्तमम. जैसे गायत्री मंत्र आपने शुरू में बोला, गायत्री मंत्र में सविता देव की हमने स्तुति की. सविता कौन है? सूर्य का ही रूप सविता है, क्योंकि सूर्य निकलता है तो संसार में सारी चीजें उत्पन्न होती हैं. सविता मीन्स प्रसविता, प्रोड्यूसर, प्रोक्रिएटर. No creation is possible if there is no solar light and solar energy. So sun is Savita, sun is the creator. और इस मंत्र में उद्वयम तमसस्परि स्वः पश्यन्त उत्तरम देवम देवत्रा सूर्यमगन्म ज्योतिरुत्तमम. इसमें भी हम सूर्य को प्रातः काल उगते हुए सूर्य को देख रहे हैं और प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं. क्या प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं? वही हमारे जीवन का लक्ष्य है और वही हमारी शिक्षा का लक्ष्य होना चाहिए. लक्ष्य है कि हम अंधेरे से पार जाएं. हम लोग वो प्रार्थना भी करते हैं, आप सब भी जानते होंगे, असतो मां सद्गमय तमसो मां ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतम गमय. तो सारा जो भारतीय चिंतन है वो असत से सत, अंधकार से प्रकाश और मृत्यु से अमृत की ओर जाने की आकांक्षा है. यहाँ हम कह रहे हैं कि हे सूर्य देव, हम प्रतिदिन अंधकार को पार करके उद्वयम तमसः परि, तम के पार जाएं. हम अंधकार को पार करें क्योंकि रात बीत चुकी है, अंधेरा जा चुका है और अब सूर्योदय होते ही प्रकाश आया है. तो उद्वयम, उत और फिर आगे आया स्वः पश्यन्त उत्तरम. तुम्हारा जो प्रकाश है ये उत्तर है. पहले हमने उत माने ऊपर उठना, जैसे ही सूर्य निकला हमने ऊपर देखा, फिर सूर्य और थोड़ा तेज हुआ, उसका प्रकाश और भी रेडिएट करने लगा, तो हमने और ऊपर देखा, उत से उत्तर, और उसके बाद सूर्यम अगन्म ज्योति उत्तमम, 3 वर्ड्स मैं एम्फेसाइज करना चाहती हूँ, उत, उत्तर और उत्तम। अंग्रेजी में हम जानते हैं देयर इज अ पॉजिटिव डिग्री, कंपैरेटिव डिग्री एंड सुपरलेटिव डिग्री, गुड, बेटर एंड बेस्ट, बिल्कुल वही है उत, उत्तर एंड उत्तम। So the goal of life according to Vedic vision is that human life has to be dynamic and ascent oriented. It should not be static, कि हम जहाँ हैं बस वहीं रहें। हम प्रतिदिन सूर्य को उगता हुआ देखें और सूर्य के प्रकाश के साथ साथ हम ऊपर उठें और ऊपर उठें, और सूर्य की उत्तम ज्योति के समान हम भी अपने जीवन को उत्तम बनाएं। This should be the goal of education as well. What is education after all? Swami Vivekananda has proclaimed education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. Perfection is already there because we are all progeny of the divine, but we have to manifest that perfection. This is the goal of education according to Vedic vision. So, हमें हमेशा अपने जिस स्तर पर हम हैं उस स्तर से ऊपर उठने की यदि प्रेरणा मिले, वही शिक्षा का उद्देश्य है। I'll come to the current education system, how we are developing different models, but let me first make it clear that the Vedic vision of education has certain features. One of them is that human life has a goal. Goal of life and goal of education are not different. The goal of life is that we should always be ascent oriented. We should always be striving to rise higher and higher, and should not be standing at wherever we are made to stand. Next is the goal of life is that there should be happiness. You see, these days we know that Delhi government has started classes on happiness, because Harvard University last 2 years, 3 years ago, they started a course on happiness. Indian system of education or the Vedic system of education, they did not start a course on happiness. But the goal of life according to Vedic vision was that all of us should be happy all the time. The mantra from Rig Veda, again I read a small portion, Vishwadanim Sumanasah Syama. Vishwadanim means always. Sumanasah, happy, kind-hearted, happy and glad. Syama. All of us should always be happy. Neither me, आजकल हम प्रार्थना करते हैं मैं सुखी रहूं, मेरी ये चीज पूरी हो जाए, मेरी ये इच्छा पूरी हो जाए. But the Vedic prayers, if you just have a glance over Vedic prayers, most of the Vedic prayers are for all. That is what I said, that the Vedic vision is holistic and inclusive. It is integral and not exclusive. तो हम सब हमेशा खुश रहें, ये हमारी प्रार्थना है. विश्वदानीम सुमनसः स्याम. So the first goal of life was that we should be striving to rise higher. Next is that we should always be happy. How shall we be happy? When we shall be living in a very kind and emotional bonding with the surroundings. You see, and the best form of having a bonding with our surroundings is exhibited in the Vedic vision, that we should live in communion with nature. There is the Western model which says dominion over nature. Nature is for consummation of human beings. Human beings are the masters and nature is for dominion over. And here is a model which says not dominion over, but communion with nature. So this is the best example of Vedic vision of education, which does not impose environmental awareness from above. It does not teach us that we should conserve the environment, but it rather teaches to have an emotional bonding with the nature, with the Mother Earth. The concept of Mother Earth has come right from the Veda, where it is said, Mata Bhumihi Putroham Prithivya. This is from Atharva Veda. Earth is my mother and I am the son of Mother Earth. This idea of Mother Earth, and Earth is not only Mother Earth, we have extended this idea of motherhood to all the beings around us, isn't it? हम कहते हैं गौ माता, गंगा मैया, नदियां हमारे लिए माँ हैं, पशु हमारे लिए माँ हैं, और पेड़ हमारे भाई हैं. If you have read the Shakuntala play of Kalidasa, it is beautiful narration of living in communion with nature. Shakuntala, the daughter of sage Kanva, she has adopted the trees and the creepers as her children. She has brought up a calf and a deer from very tender age. She's so much concerned about them. So all these ideas of living with an emotional bonding with our surroundings, this is the best idea from the Vedic teachings, which has to be included in our education system right from the childhood. हम लोग छोटे होते थे, घर में हमारे आज भी लोग पेट पालते हैं, लेकिन it is more of a, what should I say, status symbol, isn't it? वो जो एक इमोशनल बॉन्डिंग है पशुओं के साथ, पक्षियों के साथ, पेड़ों के साथ, नदियों के साथ, पहाड़ों के साथ. अगर आप वेद के कुछ भी मंत्र पढ़ेंगे, आपने शांति पाठ अवश्य सुना होगा, प्राय करते हैं हम लोग. द्यौ शांति, अंतरिक्षं शांति, पृथ्वी शांति. तो सारे संसार में, लताओं में शांति, वृक्षों में शांति. हम जब प्रार्थना करते हैं तो हमारी प्रार्थना में सारा संसार समा जाता है. तो ये प्रकृति के साथ प्रेम जो है, ये भी हमारी शिक्षा का बहुत महत्वपूर्ण लक्ष्य होना चाहिए. दुर्भाग्य है कि आज की शिक्षा पद्धति ने हमें प्रकृति से पहले तो एक एक्सक्लूसिव मॉडल लाया गया. देयर इज अ डुअलिस्टिक मॉडल कि ये हमारे लिए, दिस इज एन ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ कंज्यूमर एंड वी आर द कंज्यूमर्स, वी आर द सब्जेक्ट्स, वी आर द एजेंट्स. तो सब्जेक्ट और ऑब्जेक्ट में जो ये एक डुअल वो पैदा किया गया एक्सक्लूजन, उसके बाद हमने उस प्रकृति से अपने को दूर कर लिया. और आज जो उसका दुष्परिणाम है हम सब देख रहे हैं कि तरह तरह की महामारियां फैल रही हैं, क्योंकि प्रकृति का शोषण. प्रकृति हमारे लिए है, हम प्रकृति के लिए हैं. परस्पर आदान प्रदान. आप भगवत गीता पढ़ते होंगे, उसमें श्री कृष्ण ने कहा है परस्परम भावयन्तः, परस्पर एक दूसरे का ध्यान रखते हुए. तुम प्रकृति को दो और प्रकृति तुम्हें दे. हम लोग जो आर्य समाज में और डीएवी स्कूल्स में हवन करते हैं, वो हवन क्या है? दैट प्रिंसिपल ऑफ यज्ञ is a symbol, it is a symbolic worship for our reciprocation with nature. We offer our best for the conservation of nature, and nature gives us in profound quantity its fertility and its blessings, the benign blessings of nature, the bounties of nature are there for us. But we have to take care that we do not exploit nature. But these days we just use and throw. ये जो mentality है, this mentality from the Western model of thinking has overcome our traditional mindset, and that is the problem. So हमने अभी तक देखा that the goal of education in Vedic vision is not different from the goal of life, which is the dynamic vision, which is the ascent oriented model. आप देखिए संसार के जितने भी प्राणी हैं, उन सब का जो स्टेचर है, जो पोस्चर है, they are all like this. Human beings are the only species who are made to stand erect. हमारा सिर जो है ऊपर की तरफ है. The human beings are the only species, urdhvamukhi. We are born with our head high, isn't it? So we have to be always aiming to be higher and higher. And we have to be happy. Not that we should always be cribbing and be complaining and we should always be pining for this and that, craving for some things that we have not, rather than enjoying that we have already got. So we should be happy. That is another goal of life and the goal of education. Education which does not make the children or the learners happy, rather it just stuffs them with information or the data, that education will never be successful. Education, the goal of education has to make the learners happy, isn't it? The joy of learning has to be there, but that joy is unfortunately lost these days because we have lost the connect with nature. We have lost the connect between the teacher and the taught. We have lost the connect between the parents and the child. So these connections are missing, and these connections, they originate from our connection with nature, with Mother Earth. प्रातः काल जैसे ही सुबह उठ के हम धरती पर पैर रखते हैं, तो हमारी परंपरा है कि हम धरती के प्रति भी कृतज्ञ, वी शुड बी ग्रेटफुल फॉर वॉट एवर वी आर गिवन. पृथ्वी के प्रति हमें कृतज्ञ होना है, क्योंकि पृथ्वी मेरी माँ है और प्रतिदिन हम उस पर पैर रखते हैं. न केवल पैर रखते हैं, सारी गंदगी हम पृथ्वी पर फैलाते हैं, और पृथ्वी हमें सब कुछ देती है, खाना पीना, रहना, सांस लेना, everything. Prithvi is a symbol. You see, there is a beautiful hymn in Atharva Veda. 63 mantras are there. Prithvi Sukt. Usme Prithvi is just a metaphor. It is just a symbol. But the mountains are there, rivers are there, animals are there, reptiles are there, birds are there, human beings are there. So it symbolizes everything in the cosmos. The best example of this communion, this connection in Vedic vision is that there are two principles. One is the pinda. Punjabi में महाजन जी पिंडा हम कहते हैं शरीर को, isn't it? पिंडा is शरीर, ये पिंडा body, और ब्रह्मांड कहते हैं cosmos को. So there is a microcosm and a macrocosm. This body is a microcosm and cosmos is the macrocosm. So there has to be a parity between the microcosm and the macrocosm. कहा गया है यथा पिंडे तथा ब्रह्मांडे, जैसा इस पिंड के भीतर होता है वैसा ही ब्रह्मांड में होता है. What is happening within our body? Every organ, every faculty is offering its best for the survival, isn't it? मुंह में हम भोजन डालते हैं, लेकिन अगर मुंह भोजन को सिर्फ अपने ही पास रोक ले और आगे ना जाने दे, तो life will not be possible. We eat via our mouth, but the food goes down and it is not only digested, it is assimilated. All the organs are working collectively for the sustenance, for the survival of our life. So a yajna is going on within our body. Similarly, a yajna is going on in the cosmos. The trees are giving fruits, the Mother Earth is giving us food, and air is blowing, fire is giving us energy, sun is giving us energy and light both. Everything that is ordained to provide something to the world, they are all performing their duties regularly. But who has failed? We human beings have failed. We teachers have failed, because every human being is a teacher, and every teacher is a learner throughout life. Because education in Vedic view is not a 12 years or 12 plus 3 years degree program. It is a lifelong learning program. Charuji must be knowing Delhi University now has an Institute of Lifelong Learning, ILLL. But here, the Vedic view of life and the Vedic vision of education envisages that the whole life, every moment that we are living, every moment is a moment of learning, isn't it? Today morning itself, I have learned something from your IT team, Sangeeta ji. So we are learning every time. Whenever I deliver a lecture, I prepare and I learn many things new. Although the same Matter is there, but everything, there is some spark, some inspiration, some idea which is new. And if I don't enjoy that learning process, I will never enjoy lecturing or teaching. So this enjoyment, this joy of learning, this happiness that percolates around me, that is not possible if we are not in tune with our surroundings. So this tuning with our surroundings, this connection with our Vatavaran, that is very, very important according to Vedic vision of life and education both. Now coming to education, is it only a collection of data? Is it only a providing of information? Today there is a lot of information. You want it or you don't want it. आप अपने फोन में देखिए कितने unwanted messages आते हैं. Although many of them are very, very educative and informative, but there is a limit. उसमें भी जीबी की लिमिट होती है, आपके लैपटॉप में भी एक लिमिट है, उसी तरह ह्यूमन माइंड की भी कोई लिमिट है. We have to have a limit. So that limit or the capacity, this is the goal of education, true education, to inculcate and arouse the curiosity to learn, but the capacity to comprehend also. There is a curiosity to learn, inherent curiosity in every child. आप छोटे बच्चे को देखिए, अभी वो शुरू ही करता है बोलना, देखना, और उसके सवालों का कोई अंत नहीं होता. लेकिन पहले रहते थे जॉइंट फैमिली में, उसके हर सवाल का बहुत प्यार से जवाब दिया जाता. हमें अपना बचपन याद है. लेकिन आज जब बच्चा सवाल पे सवाल पूछता है, तो जो माँ बाप वर्किंग पेरेंट्स हैं, उनके पास टाइम नहीं है, न्यूक्लियर फैमिलीज हैं, तो उसके कई सारे सवाल स्नब कर दिए जाते हैं, और उसकी क्यूरियोसिटी जो इनहेरेंट है, जो जेन्युइन है, वो क्यूरियोसिटी वहीं पर दब जाती है. Rather, we should encourage him, inspire him to not only ask questions, but also to make him, enable him to comprehend whatever he is asking. He should understand what it is, isn't it? So the curiosity to know, to learn, and capacity to comprehend not only the objects, but the essence of objects, the truth behind those objects. आज हमारी जो एजुकेशन पद्धति है, हम ऑब्जेक्ट्स के बारे में खबर देते हैं, जो चीजें हैं हमारे सामने. बट द वैदिक विजन ऑफ एजुकेशन teaches us, inspires us, and encourages us to go behind these objects, the truth hidden behind these. There is a very famous dialogue. Dialogue is a method of teaching. In Vedic education, dialogue was the most important method, not the lecturing method that we have these days. बच्चों के साथ dialogue करना, interact करना, interactive method आ रहे हैं आजकल, हम interactive sessions भी ले रहे हैं. But the Vedic vision always inspired for these dialogues. And there is a beautiful dialogue in the Upanishads, नारद और सनत कुमार के बीच में. नारद आते हैं सनत कुमार के पास और कहते हैं कि मैंने बहुत कुछ पढ़ लिया. जैसे आज का कोई बच्चा आए, उसने 5-6 सब्जेक्ट्स में MA कर ली है, मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरिटी का जमाना, और वो आकर बड़ी शान से बता रहा है कि मैंने ये भी पढ़ लिया, ये भी पढ़ लिया. बहुत बच्चे आते हैं हमारे पास भी, जब वो शुरू में आते हैं तो उन्हें लगता है कि हम बहुत कुछ जानते हैं, लेकिन वास्तव में जो ये समझता है कि मैं बहुत कुछ जानता हूँ, वास्तव में वो कुछ भी नहीं जानता. क्योंकि जानने का, लर्निंग का फर्स्ट प्रिंसिपल यही है, that I should know I know very little. The world is infinite. There is lot to learn, and I know only a bit of it. If I have that feeling, then I'll be a lifelong learner. But if I have a feeling that I have known everything that is to be known, I will never try for learning. तो नारद को भी ये गुमान था कि मैंने बहुत कुछ जान लिया है, अब मुझे कुछ नहीं जानना है. लेकिन नारद रहते थे दुखी. जैसे आज का हर इंसान, डिग्रियां बढ़ रही हैं, नॉलेज बढ़ रही है, एजुकेशन का बहुत प्रसार हो रहा है, लेकिन दुनिया के लोग, हमारे दादा दादी खुश रहते थे या आज के बच्चे खुश रहते हैं? आप खुद देखिए, सुनिए, जिन्होंने 3-4 पीढ़ियां अपने परिवार में देखी हैं पीछे, तो खुशी का जो अमाउंट है वो कम हो रहा है कि बढ़ रहा है? possessions बढ़ रहे हैं, acquisitions बढ़ रहे हैं, सुविधाएं बढ़ रही हैं, comforts बढ़ रहे हैं, बहुत कुछ बढ़ रहा है, लेकिन खुशी जो है वो कम होती जा रही है। तो वो जो वेद की प्रार्थना है कि हम हमेशा खुश रहें, हमें क्लासें लगानी पड़ रही हैं हैप्पीनेस की, क्लास लगाने से हैप्पी नहीं हुआ जा सकता, हैप्पीनेस कम्स फ्रॉम विद इन। तो नारद आए और सनत कुमार से बोले, उन्होंने वहां 19 विद्याएं गिनाई, 19 तरह के, उन्होंने मान लो MA कर लिए थे, 19 सब्जेक्ट्स, मैंने ये भी पढ़ लिया, ये भी पढ़ लिया। तो सनत कुमार ने पूछा, जब तुमने इतना कुछ पढ़ लिया फिर क्या जानना चाहते हो? तो नारद ने कहा कि मैं सब कुछ जान चुका, लेकिन दुख के पार नहीं जा पाया, अभी भी मैं दुखी रहता हूं, तो दुख से पार कैसे जाऊं? तब सनत कुमार उन्हें कहते हैं, तरति शोकम आत्मवित, दुख के पार तो वही जा सकता है जिसने अपने आप को जाना। अपने आप को जाना मतलब अपनी कैपेसिटी को जाना, अपने अंदर जो आपा है उसको जाना। तरति शोकम आत्मवित, तो शोक से पार जाने के लिए और सदा प्रसन्न रहने के लिए हमें केवल डिग्रियां नहीं चाहिए। आपने बहुत बड़े, भारत में एक से एक संत महात्मा हुए हैं जो एक अक्षर भी नहीं पढ़े थे। कबीर का उदाहरण हमारे सामने है, नानक का उदाहरण हमारे सामने है। वो लोग शिक्षित नहीं थे, साक्षर नहीं थे, लेकिन वे लोग ज्ञान का भंडार थे। ऐसा ज्ञान कि उनके ज्ञान पर न जाने कितनी PhD हो चुकी हैं, कबीर पर और नानक पर। तो ऐसे संत, वो अपने आप को पहचानना, ये शिक्षा का सबसे बड़ा लक्ष्य है। एंड वैदिक विजन ऑफ एजुकेशन teaches us, inspires us. Aspirations are there, but inspiration is not there. So Vedic vision inspires us to know within ourselves क्या हमारी कमजोरियां हैं और क्या हमारी स्ट्रेंथ हैं। बस इतना अगर हम पहचान लें कि ये मेरी लिमिट है और ये मेरी स्ट्रेंथ है, तो जो स्ट्रेंथ है उसे मुझे डेवलप करना है और जो मेरी लिमिट है उसको मुझे थोड़ा सबड्यू करना है। दिस इज द सीक्रेट ऑफ एजुकेशन, दिस इज द सीक्रेट ऑफ हैप्पीनेस, and this is what the education, any education, maybe it is in India or in Harvard or in Oxford, wherever education is being imparted, if it does not make the learners and the teachers happy, this education is meaningless, isn't it? अगर वो केवल हमें मशीन बना देती है, अगर वो केवल हमें दुखी बना देती है, परेशान रहने की हमें एक ट्रेनिंग देती है, that education has no meaning. एक मॉडल जो आया है आजकल, आप सब तो जानते होंगे, आई वॉज जस्ट ग्लैंसिंग थ्रू द नेट, और वहां पर DIKW, उससे पहले T.S. Eliot का कोट भी जरूर आप सबने सुना होगा, where he is lamenting, where is wisdom we have lost in knowledge, where is knowledge we have lost in information. 3 वर्ड्स प्रयुक्त किए T.S. Eliot ने, knowledge, information and wisdom. Education, what does it provide? Does it provide information? Does it provide knowledge? Or does it provide wisdom? And the first thing to these 3 is data collection. आजकल तो digital method से teaching होती है, so education has become virtual. Everything is becoming virtual. Life is also becoming virtual. तो ये जो डेटा कलेक्शन है, आज की एजुकेशन हमें डेटा कलेक्शन सिखाती है। डेटा कलेक्शन पहले भी था, लेकिन वो डेटा कलेक्शन वाज ओनली अ मींस। देयर शुड बी ए गैप, एंड द गैप शुड बी नोन टू द लर्नर दैट दिस इज द मींस एंड दिस इज द गोल। You see, the balance between the means and the goal has to be maintained. But what happened today? We have forgotten this balance. We are lost into the means. We have just ignored the goal. So unless we know what our goal is, we shall not stick to the instruments, to the tools, to the upakarana. तो ये जो 4 letters हैं, this is a model DIKW. D is data, data collection. This is only a narration or statement of discrete objective facts. तो ज्यादातर आजकल क्या सिखाया जाता है, यही सिखाया जाता है, ओनली फैक्ट्स. विच टाइप ऑफ फैक्ट्स? नॉट इंटीग्रेटेड फैक्ट्स but discrete and objective facts. This is this, this is this, this is this, but where am I in this? So that subjective element is missing. The connect between subject and object is missing in this data collection. Next comes information. What does data do? Data provides us information. Information, what does it do? It provides messages and it tries to change the receiver's perception. जब डेटा को इंफॉर्मेशन के रूप में हम कन्वर्ट करते हैं तो उससे जो लर्नर है, जो रिसीवर है, उसका परसेप्शन थोड़ा चेंज होता है, थोड़ा तो कुछ समझने की कोशिश करता है. लेकिन जब इतनी ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन का लोड है जो उसकी कैपेसिटी से बाहर है, और कैपेसिटी को हमने इनेबल किया ही नहीं, we have not enkindled the fire, the curiosity level. We haven't ignited that mind, to use the term by our president APJ Abdul Kalam, ignited minds. We have not ignited the minds. We have not aroused the curiosity and we have not enabled the capacity. तो केवल डेटा और इंफॉर्मेशन देने से क्या होगा? That the child or the learner will be burdened so much कि डिप्रेशन. सोचिए, छोटे छोटे बच्चों को आजकल मेंटल हेल्थ की प्रॉब्लम है. क्यों है? क्योंकि इतना उनके ऊपर बोझ है और उस बोझ को सहने के लिए उनके अंदर न तो योग्यता है, ना उन्हें सपोर्ट मिल रही है जिस सपोर्ट की उन्हें जरूरत है. ना फिजिकल सपोर्ट है, ना इमोशनल सपोर्ट है. सपोर्ट है केवल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल सपोर्ट. जो मैंने प्रकृति प्रेम की बात कही, पहले की सारी शिक्षा कहाँ होती थी? गुरुकुल शिक्षा आश्रम में होती थी. आश्रम क्या होता है? वो प्रकृति के प्रांगण में होता है. सारी पढ़ाई कहाँ होती थी? जंगल में, बाग में. और एक उदाहरण कहाँ के, आप उपनिषद उठाइए, टीचर जो एग्जाम्पल देते हैं वो किसके एग्जाम्पल? कभी वो वट के वृक्ष का देते हैं, कभी पीपल के वृक्ष का देते हैं, कभी किसी फल का देते हैं, न्यग्रोध के फल का देते हैं. तो पेड़ पौधे, पत्तियां, फल, नदियां, ये सारा हमारे आसपास है. वहां बैठकर हम सीख रहे हैं. तो हमें फिजिकल सपोर्ट है. टीचर के साथ जो हमारा रिलेशन है वो एक सेपरेट टॉपिक है. गुरु शिष्य रिलेशनशिप, वो बिल्कुल पेरेंट की तरह हो जाता था. गुरु माता पिता से बढ़कर वो उस बच्चे को अपने भीतर समा लेता था और उसे इमोशनल, सब घर में उसे जॉइंट फैमिली की, दादा दादी की सपोर्ट है. गुरुकुल में उसे टीचर की सपोर्ट है. आज वो सपोर्ट, आया के पास वो इमोशनल सपोर्ट नहीं मिलेगी. आया इज अंडर हर ओन प्रेशर्स ऑफ अर्निंग. एवरीबडी इज रनिंग आफ्टर मनी एंड पोजेशन. So this emotional connect, this bonding, this support is missing. So from data, we go to information. From information, we go to knowledge. What does knowledge do? Knowledge takes us to the level of experience. The subjective elements comes, isn't it? Experience starts. And this experience provides some values, provides a context to the text that we are reading, but this is not all. आज हमारी जो education है वो knowledge पर ठहर जाती है. It starts from data, it stagnates at information, and some of them, the learners and the teachers, some of them can raise up to the level of knowledge, but knowledge is not the goal of education. Neither data nor information, not knowledge. Then what is the goal of knowledge? The goal of knowledge is wisdom. Wisdom. I said DIKW. This was the acronym. DIKW, data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. And this wisdom does not necessarily come from bookish knowledge, isn't it? This wisdom can be intuitive. कबीर और नानक के पास वही इंट्यूटिव विजडम थी. हमारे जो पिछले जनरेशन थी, एंसेस्टर्स थे, उनके पास ये इंट्यूटिव विजडम थी. आज हमारा इंट्यूशन बिल्कुल खत्म होता जा रहा है, बिकॉज वी आर, जो बच्चों में इंट्यूशन होता था, जो भोलापन होता था, वो सारा खत्म होता चला जा रहा है। बिकॉज इंफॉर्मेशन का भी एक लेवल होता है, बच्चे को क्या बात बतानी है, क्या नहीं बतानी है, कितनी बतानी है, कितनी नहीं बतानी है। आज हर चीज की इंफॉर्मेशन हर व्यक्ति के लिए उस छोटे से डिवाइस में सुलभ है। उसका वो क्या सदुपयोग करेगा या दुरुपयोग करेगा, ये तो उसको ये सिखाया ही नहीं गया। दैट विवेक इज नॉट गिवन टू हिम। तो ये जो विजडम है, विजडम इज द अनुभूति, इट इज द इमोशनल इंट्यूटिव अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ लाइफ, understanding of learning, understanding of the goals that we were trying to achieve. Therefore, I would say that the Vedic vision of education aims at not only humanization, but also divinization. Because as I started with the Vedic proclamation, Shrunvantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha, divinization of humanity. So we have to inculcate in education the divinization process, not only humanize, even humanization is lost today. So humanization, divinization against the tendency of sheer mechanization and massive industrialization of today. So what is the goal of life according to Vedic education? It is a pursuit for perfection. It involves a search for truth and a will to realize the higher and holistic development of personality. Not only intellectual quest, but there are 5 layers of human personality according to Vedic vision. I am not going into the details, but I can just name the 5. The physical level, the bodily level, then comes the अन्नमय कोश, उसको हम कहते हैं। उसके बाद आता है अन्न के बाद मन, जो भी हम खाते हैं उसका असर हमारे मन पर पड़ता है। सो फिजिकल लेवल, मेंटल लेवल, देन प्राणमय, वाइटल लेवल, प्राण या ऑक्सीजन की कमी जो आज हमारे कोरोना में देखी गई, वो प्राण, अगर प्राणायाम, प्राण का आयाम माने विस्तार। सो व्हाट डज प्राणायाम डू? इट टीचेस अस टू होल्ड द प्राण, कैसे शरीर में ऑक्सीजन को बढ़ाया जाए। पेड़ पौधों के साथ रहने से ऑक्सीजन लेवल अपने आप बॉडी में बढ़ता है, प्राणायाम होता है। गायत्री मंत्र के उच्चारण से प्राणायाम होता है, ओम का उच्चारण करने से प्राणायाम होता है। तो पहला शरीर का, हमारी ह्यूमन पर्सनैलिटी का फर्स्ट लेवल है फिजिकल लेवल, नेक्स्ट इज मेंटल लेवल, थर्ड इज वाइटल लेवल और प्राणमय, fourth is intellectual level or vijnanamaya, and the fifth and not the least, last but not the least, is anandamaya. Annamaya, manomaya, pranamaya, vijnanamaya and anandamaya. And mind you, these 5 are not exclusive, they are again inclusive. Each level presupposes the first one. अगर ठीक से खाएंगे नहीं तो हमारा मन अच्छा नहीं बनेगा। अच्छा खाएं, हमारी दादी बचपन में कहती थी, जैसा खाओगे अन्न वैसा बनेगा मन। और आज हम क्या खाते हैं? खाना बनाता कौन है, किस मनोदशा में बनाता है, इस सब का असर पड़ता है। तो जब खाने का, बनाने का असर पड़ता है तो टीचर कैसा है, किस मनोदशा में पढ़ा रहा है, बच्चा किस मनोदशा में घर से आया है, ये दोनों जब तक एक लेवल पर नहीं होंगे तब तक कितना भी आप कोशिश कीजिए, आप ना समझा पाएंगे ना वो बच्चा समझ पाएगा। और अगर आपने ठूस भी दिया माँ किसी ना किसी तरह, तो उसको वो आनंद नहीं आएगा। तो अन्न से हमें आनंद तक पहुंचना है। Human personality is constituted of these 5 layers, and all these 5 layers are interconnected. So are we. All the human beings are interconnected. Humanity is intertwined with the surroundings, the natural surroundings. The natural surroundings are again interconnected with the cosmic vibrations. तो छोटी सी जो फीलिंग मेरे मन में आती है वो ब्रह्मांड को असर करती है। तो जो आनंद मेरे मन में होता है उस आनंद की तरंगे मेरे आसपास फैलती हैं और वो सारे ब्रह्मांड को आनंदित करती हैं। तो ये जो शिक्षा का एक व्यापक धरातल है, Vedic vision of education was not confined to the classroom teaching. It was in the open area of the cosmos. It involves everything around us, not only the objects, but the essence of objects. So I would finish by saying that Vedic philosophy of education, it comes to our rescue today. Today our knowledge is provisional, empirical, specialized, knowing more and more about less and less, isn't it? पहले एक डॉक्टर होता था, वो सारे शरीर का इलाज करता था, सारी बीमारियों का गांव में एक ही होता था, डॉक्टर या वैद्य, सब चीज का इलाज। आजकल आपके कान में दर्द है तो आप एक डॉक्टर के पास जाएंगे, वो कान की दवा तो दे देगा, उससे आपका पेट खराब हो जाएगा, पेट की दवा देगा, आपके स्किन में एलर्जी हो जाएगी। तो ये जो स्पेसिफिक वो है, स्पेशलाइज्ड नॉलेज, इट इज नेसेसरी, नो डाउट, इट इज अ डेवलपमेंट, नो डाउट, but it has its limits and its problems because this is all exclusive model. There should be interconnection. Those interconnections have to be understood and explored. That is what is being provided by these Vedic inputs. I cannot say that the system of Gurukul education should be brought back today. It cannot be. But these insights and inputs from the Vedic education, which are inherent and foundational, they have to be included. So what our knowledge is doing, our knowledge today is the crisis of contemporary education, I should say, is that today our knowledge is provisional, empirical, specialized, knowing more and more about less and less, a scheme of limited orderliness, but quite unrelated to any first principle or purpose of life. So until it is related with the purpose of life, any education will be futile. It will not lead human beings towards the goal of happiness. It is here that the Vedic philosophy of education comes to our rescue, since it is basically a training in totality, an attempt to lead us towards our own evolution, a quest of our spirit behind this universe. That is what makes it perennial, a philosophy of life forever. And so it is relevant up to the period of humanity and the point of universality. May we pray to Lord that we should be endowed with such capacities of learning. May we get these lights of Vedic vision and they can enlighten our path towards education. The man-making nature and the character-building aspect of this education is the eternal need of mankind. And if we can provide that, I think that will be great. Even up to a small point, a small bit of change if we can make, I think that will be meaningful. And if my words have been able to give you just an inspiration, just a glimpse of what the Vedic vision stands for, what it can do towards renovation, recreation, and refreshing of the world and our mindset, I think my effort and your patience would be successful. With these words, I thank Prabodh Mahajanji once again and Madam Charumani ji. If there are any questions, queries, or comments, I would be welcoming. Thank you.
What a wonderful, wonderful. Madam, I am so grateful to you.
Thank you.
So grateful to you. I have been enlightened by your speech and what you have said. If I imbibe little bit of it, I think my day is made. And I want every teacher to just ponder on what Dr. Saab has said. And it said so well that I am floored. I have no more to say. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Charu, you have to broadcast this message to all the schools where I'm involved. You have the list of 25 schools. Let every school hear her. This is a treasure for us.
Truly, sir.
Treasure for every teacher. What she has said today has to be something which will enhance our way of thinking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would say thank you to Mahajan sir because he brought ma'am to us. Otherwise, we didn't know that what treasure we have. Today, it seems as if it's a satsang in true sense that we have. And as I speak, I have little tears in my eyes because I'm so overwhelmed, ma'am, the way you have connected each and everything. Like the way, I would say the whole NEP has come alive with your one hour discourse, less than that. Everything that is there is in national education policy is what you have said, that happiness, we have to teach students to actually the goal of education.
As a matter of fact, you should send a copy of this to the CBSE chairperson.
We should. We should. In fact.
And to the education minister.
Actually,
they should know what treasure she had and what all we can learn from her.
Nothing is mine, sir. Nothing is mine. Only delivery was mine. That was also given by the divine. All from the Vedic heritage.
You are very humble and kind.
No,
Thank you very much. बहुत धन्यवाद.
तो हम गुड से ग्रेट की तरफ जाएं इसी तरह से and learning to learn हमारे में चलता रहे. That's what we would say. And as ma'am said, if anyone has one or two questions, otherwise इतना सुनने के बाद हमें लग ही नहीं रहा कि किसी और को कुछ बोलना चाहिए.
आपको ये you have to have series of lectures.
True. Ma'am, we would really wish to have more.
धन्यवाद.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Shanti Path.
Please also provide me the recording if possible.
Sure, we will. Actually, I had written a thank you note, but I don't want to say anything. We just want to imbibe and stay with what you have said. Thank you so much.
शांति